Haunted Mines, game number 1, the final match in the round of 8 of the winner bracket of the Meta Madness playoffs. That was a mouthful. So we're once again on Haunted Mines. This is another best of 3 series. It is the round of 8 as I already mentioned, and we have the Circus Clowns going up against the Scuffed team. Really looking forward to this series. Always fun to get the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lauber himself into another game. And obviously we have now passed the group stage. We are in the playoffs, meaning that instead of 10 heroes pre-banned, we have 22 heroes pre-banned for every single series in the playoffs. So yeah, it's gonna get wild very, very quickly. I'm also excited because it's maybe not gonna happen in a best of 3, but the Circus Clowns with Svamgrota are the team that is very high up on my list when it comes to Murky plays, since Svamgrota loves to bust out his Murky even when there's no Meta Madness, so there's a good chance that eventually he is going to play it. Haunted Mines again, the starting map, and the winner of this series goes up against Team WoW in the winner bracket semi-final, which is then going to be a best of 5. So especially there, things are going to get very exciting. Now, just to put this in context again, in case you missed some of the rules, we have the pre-banned heroes that you can see at the bottom in the lower third, and we also have a rule that every single hero can only be played once within a series. So as we progress from map to map, more and more heroes are unavailable. In total in Heroes of the Storm, you have only 90 heroes, and that includes Cho'Gall, so you could argue that you have 89, and that means that when we're heading into map number 2, there's already 32 heroes unavailable. Map number 4, it's gonna be map number 3 is gonna be 42, and so on and so forth. So very quickly that pool dwindles and forces the teams to think outside of the box there. Varian has been a consistent pick in the first map, so in this case he gets banned out, not available here. We also have prize money on the line for this one. There's 2,000 euros of prize money at the tournament, and I want to give a big shout out to all the Patreons again, everybody that supports the channel over at patreon.com/Khaldor, because this wouldn't be possible without you. So everybody that wants to support this and is interested in helping create additional events in the future, you can go to patreon.com/Khaldor. If you watch it on YouTube, there's a link in the description, and everybody that is already a supporter, thanks a lot. Wouldn't be possible without you. We had the previous tournament where we focused a bit on map rules. Now we have Meta Madness here. We had some other tournaments that we supported through this, and obviously now there's a few more upcoming. But yeah, keeping the Heroes of the Storm esports scene alive as best we can. So yeah, thank you very, very much for all of the supporters there. Lauber himself with the first pick. So we get Yrel as we start things up. I already like the bans too, because it's always a sad moment when one of the teams comes in and bans out the Vikings or Cho'Gall or any of those odd picks. But instead we are currently getting pretty traditional bans, and that allows for the shenanigans to start a bit earlier here. Jihad with Imperius, and we get Whitemane! Alright. Whitemane in the house, everybody! Together with Yrel, you could do a lot of cool stuff here. I'm thinking Abathur again. We already had Abathur a bit earlier, but there is another chance that little Abby is going to make it into a game once more. Time will tell. I mean, with Yrel you always have so many options of who you can play with him. Greymane, obviously. And Greymane is another one that you can definitely play with Abathur. At this point, I'm also worried that they might ban the Slug. Because if you have a double Greymane with a Sanctification underneath them, then yeah, blue team's gonna slap for sure. It's gonna be some very interesting battles. We've seen so many good teams in this tournament already, but now that we have the Circus Clowns here, we got Team WoW, we got also Washed Up, so it should be pretty spicy as we're heading into the semifinals, and even in the lower bracket, it's gonna be pretty clean. So, they banned the Hogger. Alright. No tongues in this one, no licks, no nothing. Let's get banned here by the Clowns. What are they getting rid of? There's no damage that's been taken yet. Mindhawk, he's the reason that Kerrigan got banned. We've seen Kerrigan, if I'm not mistaken, now banned twice. Once against Nick, now also against Mindhawk. Making perfect sense, of course. And they're getting rid of Cassia. Yeah, Greymane, he doesn't like blinds, so if you're worried about the damage and the blind, then yeah, by all means, ban her out too. And she can be pretty powerful here. It's actually kind of funny. Most of the players so far don't really seem to like Haunted Mines. We had, I think, 1 or 2 teams that were saying like, hey, we actually enjoy this map more than we expected. But most of the teams that are now heading into the starting map, they're always like, can we play something else? And I'm like, yeah, no, not really. The audience, on the other hand, seems to have a lot of fun with this one. So, Gazlo and Arthas. I mean, hell yeah, game number 1. It's not what I expected, but bring it, baby. Let's go. We got Gazlo and the Lich King. Arthas himself is saying hello. In the days of old, he was a popular counter pick to Illidan and Greymane because he is screwing with their attack speed, so I like it from that perspective. But these days, he's usually not your priority pick. Falstad for the global, and we get Malthael. They got half a backdoor comp here. And Kel'Thuzad as the final pick. I mean, damn, son. Scuffed team is going deep in game number 1's draft. Haunted Mines, let's go, everybody. We got the Circus Clowns making a reappearance, but the real draft chats are definitely the boys in red. Game number 1 here, the winner bracket, round of 8 at Meta Madness. The Circus Clowns on the left side of map number 1 with Swamp Grotta on Malthael. Death Knight playing Stukov. We got Lauban, Teriel, Skok playing Falstad, and Gia is playing Greymane. On the right side of the map, that's where things are starting to get a little bit wild right from the get-go. Mr. Tycho with Arthur's Hanzuka, the little brother of Bazooka and Hanuta. With Whitemane, we got Jayhard and Imperius, Mindhawk on Kel'Thuzad, and Blank on Gazlo. Hanzuka is a great name. I've been on about this already before, but it is just absolutely perfect. It is the mix between Hanuta and Bazooka, explosive and still tasty. The chocolate crunch is just right. I think Hanuta still exists, right? So I'm not completely making a fool out of myself. I can't be the only one that reads that name and immediately thinks of a Hanuta and is like, ooh, chocolate. So, yeah, maybe I'm just too old, whatever. Level 1, look at that. Well, the one-man wrecking crew. Let's go, baby. And we got the rhyme. No rhyme, no reason for Arthas. And obviously with Kel'Thuzad in particular, we're gonna have to watch out a little bit for his baseline progress and see what he can do with that. Down to the bot lane. Jayhard firing away once again. Skok a bit low, but should be able to get out of this one, especially with Lauba assisting. And I have good news for... Jayhard! Oh! And he pulled a Lauba. Died before the 1 minute mark. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, so down he goes. Imperius dying before the 1 minute mark is in right in the face of Lauba, so it feels like the tank player for the Circus Clowns is today in top shape here. Making the big plays apparently instead of running it down in the mid lane. This is, by the way, one of the things that for me personally is always super fun, that we have so many players that have more or less already retired and said like, yeah, probably not going to be too active, but then Meta Madness is around and they immediately go and participate and sign up again, just because it's so much fun for them to play as well. It's not a lot of fun for Malthael in this fight, because he's the first one to fall. Angel of Dead, if anything. And, well, there's the Lauba death. He's only 3rd today. He still made it on the podium. So good news for him. Podium position for the frontliner. But the camp goes to the red team, and they have also 2 kills to 1, which results in them locking in a tiny lead in experience. Okay, so down to the bottom of the map now. We still have Greymane doing some work here, and that wall has already been halfway destroyed. We have, yeah, Gazlo and his boys taking another camp. Gazlo himself now with the hyper-focused coils. And Arthas, after his level 1, went straight into the Frozen Wastes over here. The armor of the Arclich. So Team Frost over here. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, how many Frost heroes do we have in the game? We have Kel'Thuzad, you can go for Arthas, we got Jaina, we got Mei. Can you make a full Frost team? Not really, right? That's pretty much the end of it, or am I forgetting somebody here? But yeah, stay frosty, baby. Would actually be kind of fun if you could go for a full fire team and a full Frost team. I mean, on the fire side, we have also a few choices. You got Ragnaros and you got Kel'Thas, just to name 2 of them. I'm 100% certain I'm dropping a couple here, but yeah, middle of things right now, you know, priorities and stuff. Okay, so we got top side, but first of all, we got the mines open. Top side, we still have Gazlo going up against Malthael. But over here, it's time for a little bit of vision, and eventually I think the teams are going to make their way down into the mines to try and get some skulls together. Lauber gets attacked, alright, but look at Greymane coming in for Mind Talk immediately, and that's a big problem when you're playing Kel'Thuzad. He just doesn't have a lot of hit points, so if you are able to get onto him, then he very, very quickly gets murdered. But he's also up against a lot of melee characters here. He has 13 stacks on his baseline already, so there's decent progress. And this will definitely boost his damage output quite significantly once that he has the 30. Now, initially at least, it is the red team that is trailing behind on the skulls, and they are currently not making any moves into the lower levels. So they're just trying to get some value at the top, as it seems. They're going for some of the camps. It's pretty slow camp progress as well. Lauber should still be able to make it. Does he have his Eldrunes? I guess he does. Tries to get away over here. Is still able to escape. Good for him. Makes it out of harm's way. But while they are wasting time chasing him, his teammates have just taken one camp after another and are now looking at a significant lead on skulls. So I'm not really sure if it's worth it what Scuffed team just did there. Now they got some camps and they destroyed the wall and even connected one of the pumpkins with a fort. But they haven't really taken too much else. A little bit surprised that the blue team didn't try to be more aggressive here to get a few additional ones. But they can now take a camp at the top, hoping for a kill, which they can't quite get, but they're getting damage on Gazlo. Oh, okay, careful. Oh, that stun hurts. Yeah, stuns right in the range of the tower. Lauber. That is the end of him. Gets the explosion straight onto Imperius at least, but Falstad is now at the bot lane. Having the global is obviously quite sweet. Yes, it's a Master Blaster. And they're blasting away at Malthael too. So now we have 4 kills to 1, and it might be a 5th one, and it will be a 5th one. Job well done, guys. Scuffed team. Scuffed team is doing pretty well. I gotta give them that. Yeah, they're looking good here. They're coming in with a lot of aggression and anger, and they're getting their kills together, so they are slowly starting to pull ahead on kills, and that means that they also take the lead in experience. So that is definitely not too bad. We only have the golem and the lower level of the mines right now, so nothing else there. But yeah, this is getting a little bit dangerous. An early level 10 for the team in red could definitely help them to pull even further ahead here, and that has to obviously be the goal eventually. If they can get heroic abilities, maybe get the objective and then push with it, would be pretty sweet. Okay, time will tell. Oftentimes it's changing the momentum of the game a little bit when both teams have heroic abilities, and it's not like the Circus clowns are too far behind here. But they are the ones that are going more for a try-hard move. 67 skulls, by the way, to 4, so most of them still taken by the clowns. They should be interested to get that golem eventually. But there's level 10, and that's the moment when you don't want to fight anymore. That's the moment when you're falling back a little bit. Arthas, are we going to get Syndragosa? Or is he playing it standard and safe? And apparently they're thinking of also escaping. No, they're just making a play for the skulls. Yeah, we get the army. Going for the normal plays here. And the birdie gets attacked down at the bottom of the map. Still fine. They're getting closer, level 10. Nicely done, but not well enough. Bye-bye, birdie. Falstad down, and the fort is taken apart. Scuffed team with mad value. Yes, their golem is gonna suck, but they already did the work. They already did the damage. Now they have to just make sure that they're defending properly, and they should be fine here. The attacks are coming. We got the one-man wrecking crew on level 1 and the Robo-Goblin on level 10. Sanctification, and they can make the play now. The bird isn't there yet, but neither is Imperius. It's a 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map, and now we're having Falstad fly into a system. Lauber low, the gust chosen, and they try for Gazlo. It's the end of him. The Gas Lord is dropped. It's a little bit sad. Unfortunate. Gazlo down. Look at that golem. That golem is a joke. An absolute joke. 4 skull golem. That's an oversized minion, if anything. It's not anything more than that. So yeah, gets very, very quickly killed. Totally destroyed. And top side, at least they're doing some work, but they're splitting their forces as they're attacking the bot lane now too. And Mindhog is getting good damage out again, so he is doing work. Even as a solo defender, he's done a decent job. The top side golem is still doing damage, but down here they are hoping for, yeah, well, maybe a kill. Svamgrotta, I honestly expected him to maybe even stick this out and try and assist the team, but he decided against it. So yeah, golem at the top. Still doing some work. Jayhard got rooted. Drops it down to 50%, a little bit less than that. It's not going to take the fort down, but both of the structures on the side have now taken damage. The problem for the clowns is that their own fort is already, yeah, destroyed. Nothing insane. Again, it's early in the game, so it's not like the catapults are doing too much damage, but it's obviously a step into the right direction for Scuffed team. So this could be a lot closer than expected here. And Mindhog is really doing work with his Kel'Thuzad. 17,000 damage, but a lot of CC that he contributes to. And Malthael dies for the 3rd time. Yeah, our Angel of Death is doing a lot of dying here, so 3rd time that he got eliminated. Also used his ult, but couldn't get anything out of it. But here comes Greymane, ripping Kel'Thuzad apart. They're trying for Imperius, they can't get him, but now they gotta run. Because our Lord and Savior, the King, is making an appearance. The Gas Lord is in the house. Oh god, give him the clamps! Yeah, Gaslord is doing some work. Not enough to really deter them now. But he's top damage. Gaslord is top damage on the team. Malthael has 26,000 on the blue team, 23,000 for Gaslord. So yeah, he's pulling it off here. And while this is happening, more pumpkins get escorted to the bot lane. Level 13 is there too. So yeah, they got a level 13 a little bit sooner. Falstad was trying to get a little bit of hit in on Jayhard, I suppose, but they're also attempting to steal the camp away. I'm not sure if they're... Oh, barely. Close call there. But they made it. Level 13, superior schematics for Gazlo. And now we got 13 on both sides, and that means it hungers. And Greymane has the on the prowl. Yeah, Gazlo is obviously awesome for the camps now as well, so he can just go from one camp to another and very quickly get control of them. But he is absolutely unafraid to go into these team fights and totally murder it. I mean, look at this. Svamgrotta is already alright, I'm out of there. I'm not taking that battle. The rest of the blue team has still attacked the top a bit. They're hoping to get the fort, and you know what, with the siege giants now taking aim, they might actually get that. So a totally tactical death of Lauber. Ingenious play actually by him. IQ 200 moves from Lauber himself. He deviated away from the normal pattern. Actually, it's the normal pattern for him, he died. But he distracted them. The siege giants therefore could get value and destroy the fort. His teammates were able to go into the mines and take a lead here. So very smartly done by Lauber. Total IQ 200, absolute. I mean, he calculated it through. He's like, where does the wind blow from? And then just said, you know what, guys, if I buy just 3.75 seconds, the siege giants will take the fort down. I will sacrifice my life. I'm going to be back in a jiffy, and that's mad value for us. So yeah, very well done here. Big trade value as well. Gust and Sank get overlaid. That's usually not what you are trying to do here, but they're still fighting it. Svamgrotta! And he gets out. The Angel of Death finally doing a little bit of killing. Kel'Thuzad, though, is doing the same thing as he rips Greymane to shreds. The two of them always locked into a bit of a battle. And here they get destroyed. Time to say goodbye. The red team, they are embracing the meta madness spirit, and it's absolutely paying off for them. I love it, really love it. Look at this. Greymane and Arthur's down, and then it's just all carnage, with Gazlo coming in and ripping everybody to pieces. It's glorious, absolutely glorious. Gazlo's at 30,000 damage now. He is top damage for his team. He is only trailing Malthael. And he has a level 16 talent now as well. He's just shredding everybody. Oh god. Just you wait. He's going to be an absolute staple for their team compositions here. Stuns galore. Now he takes down the golem down at the bottom. Just look at this. Ripping it apart. Greymane gets killed at the top, so they're getting kills even while they are fighting for the objective at the bottom of the map. And they're picking another one up. Holy hell, the Circus clowns. They're beclowning themselves right now. They got 3 heroes that got dropped. Gaslo is getting... Jesus! What is happening here? The Circus clowns get absolutely crushed. Absolutely demolished. Gaslo is just taking the final few skulls, but in the meantime, his teammates are already pushing for the keep itself. This is getting nasty. The blue team is in so much trouble. They were... I had them pegged as the favorite for this series, but at this point, they just seem like they're going to hopelessly get destroyed by a Scuffed team. It's kind of bonkers. KDZ is doing a lot of work. Gaslo is crushing it. Now they got to be careful that they are able to walk away from this. Of course, they had some advantages in this team fight. Don't get me wrong. They had the level 16 talent, but they also worked hard for it. Falstad is getting killed again. The chicken gets plucked over and over. But at least Kel'Thuzad is finally dead. The problem that they have is while they are fighting with a little baby golem over here, Gaslo is going to take the top fort. That's a kill. Yeah, and that's another stack also for Malthael. So there's still some hope for the clowns. They're getting a fort. Gaslo. Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no way to save this one. Blank is slowly retreating, but the blue team, they are coming in here and fight this one out. This thing is so embarrassing. Look at this. The golem is just knocking at the wall. He's like, hello, I'm here too. I want to do some damage. And everybody laughs. But the rest of the team, they're doing real damage. And with Greymane, if you get him on structures, then you can easily take them down. The birdie gets the kill on Gaslo at the top, but down here is where the real story unfolds. The Circus clowns, despite the fact that they are 9 kills behind. 9 kills! They're about to take the keep down. Now, I don't think they're going to get it because the golem is just not strong enough unless Gia is willing to sacrifice his life in this situation. But it's just insane to me that we're getting to that place to begin with. I mean, comparison for just a second. This is pretty much 28 skulls against 72. Both teams have destroyed a fort, but the keep on the side of Scuffed team is nearly destroyed. It's insane. Oh my god. Like, how? Like, what? The overclock is in. Yeah, he has to clock him hard now. And top damage for the red team is now firmly in the hands of Kel'Thuzad. That was eventually going to happen. It was just a matter of time. 16 kills to 7. Yeah. And another fight as the blue team is starting to get a little bit more cocky. And I guess to an extent also a bit more desperate because the level 20 talent is of course a concern. So they need to try and bridge that gap in experience. No better way to do that than to fight while you're even on even talents still. Lauber died 5 times top side. They got to take these catapults down, which is exactly what they're currently doing here. And down at the bottom of the map, the party just continues. Gaslo, obviously, just moving in and out of the mines right now. No skulls to be had at this point. For the red team, it's just important to get level 20. Get 20, and then maybe even try to attack. You don't want to fight right now. This is not the fight that you want. They are a little bit too aggressive, but it's Arthas that gets attacked, and he should be able to walk away from this one. He has the Icebound Fortitude on level 7 as well, so that helps him even further. But they should really just try to buy themselves a little bit of time. That's all they gotta do. It's 20 seconds until the mines are opening up. There's no reason to fight now. Absolutely none. So just do your thing. And yeah. But it seems that the Circus clowns are a little bit more coordinated in the last couple of seconds. So maybe now that they were falling behind, they have shooed their little brothers and sisters away from the PC and have taken over the reins again. And started to actually play the game. But we now got the Mecha Lord in. And the anti-magic shell plus the damned return. And immediately the red team is making a move. I mean, right away. Trying to get the lead here. It's only Malthael that is doing something about it and locks in a few for the team, but he has to be super careful. Everybody else is still up at the top. So yeah, you can't really be too aggressive for this one. Kind of surprised they didn't take those two still. So I had a chance there, but is starting to retreat. Falstad trying to go for the keep. Kel'Thuzad is reacting on the other hand. And they are getting level 20. They don't want to fight. Duh. Don't want to go up against Storm Talons. Hello. Rule number 1. It's pretty much 2 rules in Heroes of the Storm that hold true for 95% of the cases. Rule number 1, don't fight when you are talent down. Rule number 2, don't fight when you're outnumbered. Those are the 2 rules that hold in most cases. Now they have level 20 and immediately they're saying, alright boys, let's go YOLO! So, the jump in, Swamgrotta gets... Oh, great sanctification! He gets saved by Yrel! Fantastic sanctification. He's gonna die eventually. A little bit surprised that he at no point dropped his last rites. He could have definitely done it with Gazlo, but I guess he wasn't in range. So now that Malthael is gone, they're trying to get some more kills, and I think they're going to get those. So they're trying to retreat here. Falstad, Yrel is dead. I honestly would have loved for Falstad to just take the bottom keep down. He had the opportunity to do that, I believe. Nah, there it is. Last rites as Malthael made it back into the fight. That was important. Now, the golems are nearly 50-50, but that's a really important kill. Both teams are missing their front line, but this was an important one. So, red team's golem is down at the bottom of the map. Blue team walks topside. Could just reset, honestly. This might not even do anything. They're trying to save their keep, and they might be able to do it if everybody chips in. But that keep is really, really low, so they gotta stop that golem early. And that's what they're doing. Still a little bit disappointed that Falsa didn't use his global earlier to take down the bottom keep on the other side, but this one should be safe. It's gonna be close, but it should be safe. So yeah, they're gonna save it. Okay. 18 kills to 8. What a game. I love the opening in this one, in this series. Just simply, not only because of how the game unfolds right now, but also because of the picks that we have right from the start. We get a Kel'Thuzad, we get Gazlo, Arthur's at the front. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I have to admit I doubted them a little bit when the draft started up, but Scuffed team is really... they're really doing things. It's kind of fun to see that the team that embraces the spirit of the tournament the most and just goes for the craziest picks is currently doing so well. If they just... I can just see them, you know, practicing for like 2 weeks with nothing else but off-meta picks just to get them a little bit stronger and practice comps like this one to confuse opponents and take them down. And the combo is really working. I mean, there's tons and tons of CC that Scuffed team is currently running here. And as long as Kel'Thuzad survives in these team fights and isn't immediately annihilated by a Greymane, he gets good damage out. Sitting at 50,000. It's pretty significant here. We're already 21 minutes into the game. Both teams only holding on to keeps, and everybody's looking for an opportunity. Everybody's looking for a fight, for just one chance to now come in and yeah, take an advantage here. Maybe get a quick kill, get a good angle on someone, and drop them. Any gank that you can set up at this point could decide the game in your favor. So yeah, we'll see who's going to be able to pull that one off. A little bit of poke. Spray game is on point, and they're just waiting for the undeads again. Keep that bottom keep in mind. If Falstad at any moment gets close to this one, he is going to take it. So yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Also, a good gust engage might just be what wins the game as well. If you can isolate somebody with a good gust, that could of course help too. But as it stands, the choke point fights might be a bit in favor of Scuffed team. Just generally speaking. Skulls are up. Let's go. And this is another problem, of course, the pumpkin camp here. Because the keeps on both sides are so low that if a pumpkin makes it through, then the keep falls. It's one team fight you gotta win. If you take now 3-4 heroes down, game's yours, no matter who wins. So, yeah, they're trying to go for Arthur's. Where's the last rites when you need it? There, it's too late. No, Malthael is dead and he's back. Dead and back again. And it's a small cooldown. It's only 40 more seconds. The problem is that bottom keep is now gone. You can't save that anymore. Nice negated though. So nicely negated. Icebound Fortitude and everything was popped here. Malthael is now back and distracts 2 of them. All the stuns are missing, but Yrel dies. They're losing the fight regardless. What the hell? They're losing the fight regardless of Malthael drawing 2 of them to the top. Finally the kill on Arthur's. That helps a lot. Keep is gone. Pumpkin's made it through. Now Falstad is dead. And Stukov is dead as well. Oh my god, this might just be it. Guys, the Scuffed team is on the brink of winning this game. The keep is gone. And they're going for the core. They're not wasting time with the mines. They're not going for anything. Gazlow, he needs to pop off right now if they want to win this. Malthael has his ult back. If he gets a kill, if Li-Ming gets them low, that's all they gotta do here. Someone attack Gazlow, and then the last rights is what they need. And Gazlow's incredibly low. This is the moment where he can really drop the last rights. So Svamgora is looking for it. The shield is gone, and so are a couple of the hit points. Here comes another attack by J-Hard, and that's the end of him. No, he survived. But it doesn't matter anyways, because Greymane didn't make it. Tyrael is back to late, and just like that, what the hell? Scuffed team, big plays, big draft, and they win it. 23 kills to 9. They take the lead in the series.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
The favorites, they are behind. Scuffed team has taken the lead in game number 1, and now we're headed for Infernal Shrines. And the Circus clowns really need to step it up a little bit, or they will find themselves quickly in the losers bracket. So they need to win 2 in a row now, or they're going to have to face the music. That's just what it is. Kerrigan gets banned against Mindtalk again, perfectly reasonable on Infernal Shrines. But I have to admit that I am impressed with what Scuffed team just did. And Svamgrota and his teams, they gotta really get down to business now. They need to win 2 in a row, and they need to activate serious mode if they want to have a chance here. The weird thing is that given that draft in game number 1, I actually think that was already supposed to be serious mode. So this could be a real huge problem for them now. If there's just one lucky punch in the next potential 2 maps by Scuffed team, then they would really drop down into the lower bracket, and we would see Scuffed team go up in the next round in the winner bracket semi-final in the best of 5 against Team Woe. So time will tell. But definitely an interesting development, because I have to admit that I still expected the Circus Clowns to eventually pull this around. I mean, these guys kind of know what they're doing. Oh, no, come on. Banning the Butcher. Why do you hate fun? I'm not sure if we would have gotten the Butcher. Let's start with that. But obviously, there's people that have played him before here. The thing is just, why would you ban him? I mean, come on. He's the one that we want to see played, not banned. Alright. So Kerrigan and the Butcher have both been eliminated. And the second ban from the perspective of Scuffed team is Mephisto. Alright, so Mephisto is out of the draft for now. How is the blue team gonna open this up? Yeah, one mistake and you're out. Well, you're not out, but you are in the losers bracket. So the Hogger is the first pick. That makes perfect sense. Ultra strong, of course. I believe he was banned on the first map. And now we're heading in here. Now, just a quick reminder, the 10 heroes that have been played in game number 1 are not available anymore. So that means that 32 heroes are now banned and cannot be played again. So 32 heroes are out at this point, which limits the pool significantly. A third of the heroes is now gone. We get Chromie, yeah, that makes also a lot of sense, and we get Uther, okay. Yeah, good draft, no crazy shenanigans just yet from Scuffed team. It's Mindtalk that I have my eyes on. If anybody goes for a bit of a crazy pick again, it's probably going to be him. I'm also a bit interested to see what we are getting from the blue team now. I believe with the Hogger already chosen, the chances that Svamgrota locks in the Frog are fairly low. But yeah, Anubarak, okay, good tank for them, and Malfurion. It's an incredible standard comp that they're playing right now. Anubarak with the Malfurion follow-up, always strong. You have the Hogger on the side. So this is a very, very solid what they're playing here. Which makes it on the one hand really dangerous. On the other hand, I just want to see if Scuffed team can throw another curveball. If they can come in and blindside them again, that would be pretty interesting. Okay, Cassia gets banned. Let's see. And here's the final ban for the series. Well, For the map. Not for the series just yet. They've been targeting the assassins a lot, and now that Cassia get banned, I could see them do that again. The only thing that the clowns are missing is the damage, of course. Whereas J-Hard has already locked in Chromie for them. Come on. Alright, so they're banning Varian out. Varian was earlier banned in the first ban rotation. He would have been great with this too. He could have actually been the second pick instead of Uther. That would have also made perfect sense. You're going in, you press the taunt, you have Chromie. So yeah, that would have been a very, very good move by them too. So yeah, Varian in this case gets banned, and now they gotta think a little bit about what they want to do at the front line. Are they adding another healer and play Uther as the main tank? Is that something that they're willing to do here in Infernal Shrines? Or do they just add a normal frontliner? And it is Ana. So they go for Ana, and now they have Mind Talk on Alarak. So nano boosted Alarak with Uther for the Divine Shield, and with a double support, a whole lot of sustain, Uther doubling as a main tank. Still leaving blank for the final pick. He played Gazlo in game number 1, but things got spicy. Gul'dan, yeah, Horrify is always a nice game changer, and obviously you have the AoE too that can crush it on the objective. And we get Tigers. Very good draft. Very meta and standard draft for Circus Clowns, given the limitations that we're seeing here. But this is pretty much as standard as you can get, given the amount of heroes that is already pre-banned. This is looking really strong for them. Looks very strong. But final pick for the red team. They were the ones that surprised in game number 1. Maybe they can do it again. And they go for D.Va. Infernal Shrines, everybody. Let's go. Second map in the best of 3 series here. We're still in the first round of the winner bracket, the Meta Madness Playoffs. Circus Clowns 0, Scuffed Team 1. Here we are. On the left side, we got Swam Garota on the Hogger, Skog on Tigers, Death Knight with Malfurion, Lauber on Nubarak, and Gia is playing Gul'dan. It's party time, everybody. Mr. Taika on the right side of the map is playing Uther for the red team. We got Hanzuka on Ana, J-Heart on Chromie, Mindhawk on Alarak. He's definitely going to be one of the focus points here. And Blank is playing D.Va. Okay. This is where the party is going to continue. Can Alarak murder them? That's pretty much the question. He's going to get a lot of support. Nano Boost, Divine Shield, it's all going to be there for him. But they still have to make sure that he's going to get his stacks together and that they can just crush them and run over the clowns. A 2-0 victory here, of course, would be a massive upset for the blue team, but it would also be pretty fantastic if they can pull this off in the first place. The Ruthless momentum is already here, so they're trying to go for the displacement as well. Grenade build for our boy Tychus. We got Regeneration Master for Nubarak, and Uther gets saved. Oh, and a noob nearly died. Yeah, he nearly got taken out there. Lauber nearly pulled a Lauber, but he's still alive. 1 minute mark has passed. 7 stacks for Gul'dan. He's happy about these little skirmishes. He absolutely enjoys them. Gives him an opportunity to get these stacks together just a little bit quicker. And in this case, it worked out quite nicely. He's already sitting at 8. We had a couple of games just recently where Gul'dan was played and where it took him absolutely ages to get his quest completed. So skirmishes in the early game is definitely something that he heavily benefits from, just so he can get a few more stacks together and get towards the Ruinous Affliction later on. Nice drag, good hits. Mr. Taiko still alive for a bit longer than expected. And don't tell me he's walking out of this one. That would have been pretty glorious, but no, he is indeed killed. Everybody on the blue team is also fairly low, but they're dodging the worst, and neither Chromie nor Alarak can get a kill here. Uther, therefore, the first victim in this game. Yeah, good moves being made by Alarak, but obviously they haven't gotten the kill yet. D.Va, she can zone this a bit later on in the game as well. But the composition of the blue team is still incredibly strong. I mean, again, this is a fairly meta draft that they're currently utilizing. And it's going to make it really tricky to break through that. Meta is meta for a reason, and despite the limitations, they were able to put a very good comp together that they are now trying to use to get even more hits in. In this case, it's Mindtalk that gets attacked, and Ana is trying her best, even Uther, but the two of them just can't pull it off. So yeah, there's kill number 2. Seems like the blue team got a little bit angry. Maybe they woke up after the loss they just suffered in game number 1. They're not trying to pull ahead here. A good reason, obviously. Top side, Skok, Svamkarota going for the camps. And more importantly, Scuffed team isn't going for theirs. So they scouted this out, but nobody is going for the Shaman camp. So that's a bit of a problem, because eventually that camp topside is going to do damage, and a significant amount of that. So this might cause an issue on the macro side. They're also behind in experience, which means earlier level 7 talent advantage for the clowns. That's why Diva is still at the bottom of the map. She's trying to get some experience here by taking another wave. But it's a precarious situation for Scuffed team. It's not really a comfortable spot that they're in now. The attacks keep coming. They're trying to go for Mind Talk. He's still fine. Can get away from this one, but he's so low that he has to retreat, and he will have to go topside and get to the fountain. And Dehaka nearly dropped him. Now, Dehaka himself has also eaten a lot of damage, but they're still ahead on the objective at 24 to 13 points right now. And the earlier level 7 talent are giving them another edge over the red team as they're moving in for this. They're trying to go for Gul'dan, but it's just not quite working out for them. Focusing the attention to Anubarak also didn't do enough. They're taking control again, but that was a really nice grenade that just took out tons and tons. So it's 37 to 24 stacks, and this should be the first objective for the clowns, just hands down. They're getting the Frozen Punisher, and this is, yeah, this is a big problem now. This should eliminate, it's going to get the wall. If they play their cards right here, they have a chance of taking the fort down. Frozen Punishers are just super strong. They have the clear to go through with it, I suppose. Yeah, they're not using everyone here. Tigers is still at the bottom of the map, but they can do a significant amount of damage. They might not be able to take the entire fort, but they're gonna get close. Especially, of course, if they can get a kill here. And Anubarak was already diving in, trying to facilitate that, but instead he immediately gets targeted and drop. Nicely done. Now, he's not the only one. Gul'dan is also dead. Seems like the red team is coming back with a vengeance after all. The fort is not coming back on the other hand. The fort is gone. So yeah, that one got murdered. Chromie with their own ult, trying to get some damage in. There's a flip, there's a stun. He gets ping-ponged around heavily. Put to sleep, and another kill. I gotta say, that was not too shabby. They picked up 3 kills out of nowhere. Well, I shouldn't say out of nowhere, but they picked 3 kills up in very, very rapid succession. So good for them. And they're trying more, so it starts to become a massive brawl. Once again, it's a 5 versus 4 right now. Sorry, it's a 4 versus 4. But Diva is now moving in and turning the numbers advantage to Scuffed team. So they might be able to force this further. Especially since Chromie is going to have her ult up in another 6 seconds. And they go for Anubarak and he gets murdered. Alarak with more hits, more kills, more damage, more sadism. Yeah, looks pretty sexy here. I like it. I mean, it's unexpected. But the question that we had after game number 1 was pretty much just if this was a fluke or not. And currently doesn't look like it. In the early game, at least, the clowns were pulling ahead, won the objective quite handily, had also the advantage on the macro level, but then shortly after, it is the red team turning things around, getting 4 kills quickly, and invading a few camps on top of that too. And obviously, as Alarak is getting his damage together, this is also going to be pretty helpful. Now, we have Horrify now in. Horrify, Isolation, Cocoon. There's a lot of good ults that can really interrupt the flow and the synergy on the side of Scuffed team. But we also have the ults for the boys in red, which means that now Divine Storm is in. And on top of that, even more important, we have, of course, a nano boost for Alarak. Bunny Hop is also through. So, yeah, this will be super interesting here. They're trying to go for Malfurion, forcing the Tranquility early. Cocoon is out as well. No engage happening yet. Dehaka top side. Tyke is in the middle. Good damage from Chromie, trying to go for Gul'dan in particular here. Dehaka can, of course, join that fight any moment. Yeah, and it's coming through. Dehaka's coming through. Alarak! Alarak! Oh, the counter-strike! And the stun is a second too late, but they still get the kill. Now, he lost his sadism, that's the bad news, but at least they got 1 kill. The problem is that they now also lost Uther, so both of them dying. And 5 kills to 4 now. Still an advantage in structures for the Circus Clowns. Chromie is at 24,000 damage, Alarak at 19,000. And the pressure continues as the Circus Clowns are using every opportunity that presents itself to them to do more structural work. Now D.Va is doing a similar thing at the top. So the gate is down, one tower has been taken apart. Both teams are back with 5 on the map, and the shrine is about to be activated. D.Va might have to fall back here. There's no camp this time that gets taken, so both of the teams are not going for the camps now. But yeah, interesting. The extra stun from Uther is also going to be wild in team fights. If he has good positioning for those, they can definitely use that CC to take some targets down, but it also means that Alarak has to be a bit more careful. He doesn't have a Divine Shield that can be used as a panic button to save the day for him. 38 stacks for Gul'dan. I mean, he's really crushing it on those. With all of the skirmishes that we've seen so far, the continuous fights have helped him to get stacks on the level 1 quickly. Okay, nicely done with the trap, but also Odin has been used. D.Va, they're trying for Mind Talk again. Fountain gets popped immediately, and I guess they're gonna try and wait out Odin, but it's already 14 stacks for both teams as they're taking control again over the shrine and therefore the minions. Yeah, the shots are being fired right now. There comes the D.Va explosion as they're coming in. Chromie timing a little bit off, or that could have been the end of Malfurion. Alarak again needs some help and dashes out. Good stun from Uther to save the retreat, but of course they would have loved to go for an aggressive stun instead. Alarak gets licked and killed. Chromie is dead, Uther is dead, and the Circus Clowns, they are crushing it at the top lane right now. Schluss mit lustig. They're coming in, and yeah, they're gonna win another objective without any problems whatsoever. That top fight was definitely no laughing matters. The Clowns are done. They're coming through and saying, all right, boys, let's go. Let's win this. Let's tie this series, force game number 3, and make sure that we are the ones advancing to the winner bracket semi-final. Yeah, right now, 7 kills, 2-5. Another 4 destroyed within seconds. I mean, this thing was already low to begin with, but they totally crushed it. So now that means that with the Arcane Punisher, they should have no problem damaging the keep too. It's unlikely that they're going to get the entire thing destroyed, especially since Tychus is at the bottom of the map, destroying another keep, but they should get part of the wall here. And Uberak gets stomped out again. So he's dead. Wall about to fall. Fort at the bot lane has been destroyed. Skok doing his work. And of course, since they are spreading all of their heroes out on multiple lanes, it also means that they are pulling ahead even faster in experience, and that results, as you can see, in an even bigger gap in XP. So now it's level 16 that they have any moment. 7 kills, 2-6 for them at this point in time. It looks pretty good for them. Much better than it did on the last map, so there's that. If they can pull more off here in a victory, that still remains to be seen. But at least for now, it's a pretty good start. But alright, so they're sitting tight a little bit right now. Well, we have still here on the right side doing their thing, just like looking for experience more so than anything else. I mean, the whole goal obviously is at this point to catch up with the opponent and get on the same talent so that they can at least make a play there. So far that hasn't really happened yet. Need half a level to pull that off, and since the next objective hasn't been announced yet, they still have plenty of time left to do that. Debilitation used on level 16. Normally not a big fan of that. I actually kind of hate that talent. I think it's total trash. But given the circumstances here and the comp that gets played on the side of Scuffed team, I actually don't hate it too much. Can also help against the sustain on the other side quite a bit, and their goal has to be to try and take, for example, Alarak down as quickly as they can. Okay, but 16 is going to be available for both of them. That's inevitable. There it is. Blue team still toying around with the idea of getting the camp here. But the red team obviously has something to say about that, and they get the kill. Alarak sends no, Nubarak sends no chance here. Totally demolished by this. And yeah, that was quite spicy. Now they're going for Tychus, another stun. The CC that they have, especially with the sleep dart following up on Uther's stun, is crazy. Sustain is sometimes a bit of a problem, but now they get the kill on Tychus. This team just doesn't give up. And they're going for Khaldor! Yeah, and he gets out, saved by the bell, or by Malfurion. Malfurion saving his butt. Hogger controlling the flow of the game at the bot lane with a global, but they're now down to 3 players. I gotta say, they're keeping it interesting. They're really keeping it interesting. All of the hits that are coming there are a huge problem for Nubarak. He died 5 times already. He's getting absolutely destroyed whenever the lock starts. That stun lock is just too crazy. Stun, sleep, silence. And then he dies. Now it's 38,000 damage for Chromie. We got 34,000 for Gul'dan. He obviously has the Ruinous Affliction synergy. The camp taken is relieving some of the pressure at the top lane. Mindtalk is getting far out here. I mean, he really has trust in his supports. And they're keeping him alive, but now the Hogger is coming. And he has to be super careful with this. With Mindtalk this low, this is a big problem for them. He needs to be on a... Yeah, well, he gets at least an Ana boost, but as they're already losing Ana and Uther, that's likely going to be the end of this fight. So the blue team is always showing up when they really need to. In this particular case, they take both of the supports down. The fight turns quickly against Scuffed team. And that means we're going to see a third Punisher for the Clowns. And with this third one, they should actually be able to take the bottom keep down. It's a Mortar Punisher, so time will tell. There's another camp at the top that they're taking to at least create some pressure here. Could result in the Hogger being pulled off and dealing with it. But the Hogger is actually in real trouble. If they can take him down now, that would go a long way. They're not quite there yet. Well, there it is. Okay, so they get the kill. The Hogger is down. The problem is still that a level 20 talent advantage for the Circus Clowns is not too bad either. Now, this one might go through the top fort or at least do some damage, but we got the big red button now. They're still pushing a bit in the middle. Another attack against the Nubarak. Nice. Mind Talk. Horrify. Countered. Nicely done. Really good reaction from Alarak. But the level 20 talent is still something that they gotta deal with. Punisher down at the bottom of the map. The rest of the team moving into the middle. They're attacking on 2 fronts to try and thin out the red team and make it a bit easier to at least get 1 keep. And just look how quickly the hit points of the one in the middle are disappearing here. Down at the bottom of the map, it's a similar picture. Stuns are in. They try to go for Malfurion. Chromie involved here too. And Death Knight still survives as Nubarak pulls the panic button with a quick cocoon. Yeah, Uther also getting away. They're still saving Chromie as best they can, but they lost 1 keep already. The second one is now dropped, and that puts them into a super awkward position. And this is all happening with the Hogger not even being present. Now, it seems like Tychus kinda walked the wrong path here, so he's dead. But the situation doesn't really get much better. 2 keeps are now gone. The Hogger is dealing with the top camp and has made sure that the fort doesn't fall. Meaning there is not a single fort that has been destroyed on the blue team side. So catapults galore on all the lanes. We're going to see catapults spawn now. Scuffed team has only 1 shot, and that is force aggressive fights, get level 20 and just go YOLO. It's the only thing they can do. I mean, what else are you going to pull off at this point? The Hogger can always annoy you on the side lanes, so you have to push. You can't play this slow and safe anymore. You got to be hyper aggressive, risk a lot, and just hope that it works out for you. This is the only thing that you can do. Nothing else is going to work here. The slower this game proceeds, the worse it is for them. Yeah, Lauber dodges out. Probably going to lock in again. Yeah, they're trying to get the hit here. But Mind Talk is low. There's the stun. The Horrify is too good though. Uther is not likely to make it. He has redemption though. But he still makes it out. The problem is that Alarak got now killed, and they're following it up with a kill on Ana. This is likely going to be the end. 16 minutes in, we got 21 kills. And since they just lost 2 of their heroes, might even lose a 3rd. But yeah, Uther is probably going to make it out of the fight. But this is obviously a total disaster now for Scuffed team. I mean, not the total disaster. In kills, they're still very even. It's just in structures, they never really made a dent. They didn't win a single objective. Big problems for them throughout the game. They lost heroes at the most inopportune times, and now it's a play for core. as Lauba's team is trying to tie the series. Force game number 3 with Uther dead again. There's just no saving this anymore, I believe. Redemption is obviously still active. They're doing their best here, but the shield is about to be gone. Uther is also getting attacked immediately after respawning, but with the core falling this quickly, that's just not enough. This is going to be a victory for the blue team. So nicely done by the Circuit Clowns. After their loss in game number 1, they definitely started to focus a little bit and showed themselves from a much more dangerous side. And this is a victory here on Infernal Shrines for the blue team. So we're going to head towards game number 3 in the series. Game number 3! 42 heroes are banned as we enter the draft, meaning as the game starts, we have 48 heroes banned out, considering obviously the heroes that are gonna get eliminated during the draft itself. And at this point, we have, with Scuffed team, still a chance for them to make it to the winner bracket semi-final, but obviously they woke up the dragon. Maybe I'm overdoing it a little bit. It's not really a dragon, but yeah, it's a mini dragon. They're slowly waking up here. Maybe they used the first one as a warm-up. Either way, the blue team has now taken at least 1 point in the best of 3. And of course, they also want to stay in the winner bracket here and move on to the next round where they would face off against Team Woe in a best of 5 series. So, yeah, let's go. There's Illidan. Banned. I don't like that at all. Not even a little bit. Illidan being banned is like, nope, I'm not on board with that. That would have been pretty awesome pick. Cursed Hollow, on the other hand, is a really nice map. I really, really like Cursed Hollow, and I absolutely enjoy that we're now seeing it a bit more in the tournament here too. It's also a map where you can play Vikings if you want to play them. So there's actually a lot of really interesting picks that you can go for on this one. Abathur Samuro is also still up, just saying. We saw that cheese a few times. It's 42 heroes that are out. It's nearly half the hero pool that is unavailable as we are headed for this particular map. So things will get spicy. A couple of the things that are not changing are bans like Kerrigan though. Because you are trying to make sure that Mindtalk doesn't get his hero here. We also have a Junkrat himself eliminated. That doesn't really surprise one of the strongest heroes that is still available, of course. They banned the Butcher earlier, keep that in mind. They actually did that. Okay. I just want to see the Vikings. I'm afraid they're gonna get banned. Why, oh why? Oh, I was really looking forward to that, but okay, okay. Vikings get banned. It is a sad moment for this series. Holy hell, they're hesitating on the first pick. Oh my god. They're really not sure what to go for here. Yeah, they are buying themselves a bit more time and they go for Abathur. I like that. Going for Abathur is pretty awesome. What can you combo with Abathur? I mean, after we've seen the Butcher ban in game number 2, it would just be absolutely insane if they would go for something like Butcher, Abathur. That would be crazy. But we could see a Samuro pick. Samuro with Abathur, really good choice. There's a lot of good choices. Abathur can control the macro game. Abathur can really help you with the single assassin as well. You can also try and piss off your opponent as much as possible by picking Murky and doing that. Karazim would have been a very nice healer for that purpose. He obviously synergizes extremely well with Abathur too. And we get ETC. Okay. There's a bit of a... This is really the moment where I want to see what they're going to do, because there's always a chance that if they are aiming for a specific composition, it gets banned out in the next rotation. So if they want to reveal it early, this would be the moment. And they go for Samuro. I'm kind of happy about this. I like it. It is an insanely annoying cheese, but I like Samuro and Abathur. Once that you are past level 10, 13, it's just insane what this comp can do. You go with some more on the structure, you pop the illusions, Abathur comes in with a copy, and then it's just an utter disaster for any structure that you can get onto. So, yeah, Varian gets banned, we got Phoenix. Don't want to end up with a taunt and then Phoenix damage. Just you wait, they're going for Murky as well. They're gonna look Murky in Octo Grab with Phoenix, and then they have Abathur Murky, and then they can go Samuro Murky. They're going full bananas on us. Oh boy, that would be nuts. I mean, then you don't have no tank pretty much, and you're just playing around your opponent, never trying to team fight, but just trying to gank up on them. Zagara gets banned. Okay, they don't want to be outpushed here. But, yeah. It's an awesome series. I like it. I really, really like it. Okay. What are the clowns gonna do? What are we getting from them now? Because you gotta deal with this somehow. You have to have the wave clear to stop this. Globals are gone. Yeah, pretty much all of the globals are gone. They go Thrall and they go Artanis. It doesn't really knock my socks off. Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's melee heavy what they have now. But is that really the pick? The red team? I cannot wait. How much crazy do they embrace here? All the crazy! They can backdoor with this. Guys, it's a variation on the backdoor strategy. Morales flies them in, Samuro copy, and Murky with March. Fucking hell! You don't even have to backdoor with it. You can, you don't have to. You just try and play around the opponent. Game 3, let's go. This is gonna be absolutely glorious. Cursed Hollow, let's go, boys. Alright, the Circus Clowns against Scuffed team, and there was one big question that presented itself to Scuffed team in particular. And the question was, how crazy do you want to be with your draft? And Scuffed team replied, and they said, yes. The Clowns on the left on Cursed Hollow, the final map in the series. We have Swamp Grotta on Antanis, Death Knight on Karazim, Skok on Thrall, Gia on Jaina, and Lauber on ETC. And over on the right side of the map, it is the Cancer comp with Mr. Tycho on Murky, Mindtalk on Abathur. Blank is playing Phoenix. We got Jehad on Samuro, and Morales played by Hanzo. Okay, so this comp is a bit bananas because there's so many things that we can really talk about. Murky... well, that escalated quickly. Alright, that's a quick one. Morales is already dead. Abathur has pretty much two copy targets. Oh, sorry, not copy targets. Abathur has two targets for his symbiote. The target is Samuro, and the other target is Murky. Murky is insanely annoying and in of itself, but if you have Abathur helping him out, then Murky becomes even more annoying. There's a bit of a cheese that exists with Samuro in the first place, because what you're trying with Abathur is that after level 10, when you have your Illusion Master, when Murky has the, when Abathur has the copy, you're just going to destroy structures within seconds. It's insanely fast, and it's crazy how much damage you can do with those two heroes together if you play your cards right. So if they get into the late game, this is something that they can always rely upon, that whenever they make a play there, they can get those kills. Now, it is important that they're not getting completely farmed in the early stages of the game, and currently things are not really looking too great, but at least here in the middle, Thrall is struggling a bit, and Samuro is currently assisted by Abathur as well. There is, with this composition now, all of a sudden also the opportunity to maybe go for a bit of a backdoor. Now, the traditional backdoor strategy obviously does not only include Morales, where you're trying to just escort the team over towards the opponent's keep with a Medivh. You kinda need Yrel too, because the Sanctification gives you a whole lot of time and space that you can use to take those structures down. If they are going for some crazy comp here and try to go for some backdoor, they could use that with Samuro and the Abathur copy, but they would not have Sanctification to rely upon it. So you might not want to go too YOLO on it, but it's an option in a good position to get a sneaky drop on a keep. All of this hinges on their ability to stay even with the opponent throughout the early game towards the mid game. And currently with the 2-0 kills in favor of the Circus Clowns, they gotta be a bit careful with this. Svamgrota going for the camp here. We also have a couple of other things that we need to consider. There's obviously the option of going Octograb, Planet Cracker to get some kills in. We've seen it in previous series. If they really just want a backdoor, they could fly Murky in too and use March of the Murlocs. I think it's a little bit more likely that we're going to get the Octograb variation. I'm just saying there's multiple things that they could do depending on how the game shapes up. So it really depends on how they want to play this out. If they're hoping to get a couple of hero kills in, if they're just trying to play around the opponents and go for structures, there's so much stuff that you could really go for. But time will tell. Murky hasn't made a choice yet. Yeah, they try and get a hit in here against Jaina. If they can get some kills, that would be crazy. It would be really good if they can get some kills right now and make these plays. J-Hard was looking for the Jaina kill and couldn't quite get it. But there is a significant lead in experience now for the Circus Clowns, and that is the big danger for Scuffed team. As I said before, they want to stay on relatively even footing with the blue team until the mid, ideally even the late game, and then unleash their power on the macro side and with a potential backdoor. And the more the Clowns pull ahead, the less likely that's gonna be. So there's a lot that the Clowns really have to do. This is not an easy comp to play against. So from the perspective of the blue team, they know what to do. These players are super experienced. They know exactly what to do. They know how to play this out. But can they pull it off? That's the bigger question. And we'll find out. There's also, of course, a chance that Hanzuka is not even going for Medivh, but instead just plays it out with the Sim Drone. J-Hard down here, probably not gonna make it. Yep, Samuro is dead. They used 3 heroes to chase him down, and that is the first tribute. That's another thing on Cursed Hollow that is going to make this interesting, because an Abathur composition always has the disadvantage that you don't have that 4th hit point pool in teamfights. And you want to delay, either you want to pick a tribute somehow, lock it in when you are playing with Abathur, or you want to at least delay your opponent's tributes enough so that the 3rd tribute spawns when you have level 10 abilities and can therefore fight with the Abathur copy. Because if not, then your opponent just gets a curse against you and you risk being snowballed. So that's the danger here. And here's the 2nd tribute spawning. So if they can just delay this a little bit more, that would be ideal. Given the position, it might be possible for them, but it's not going to be that easy. It's the 3rd one that matters the most, but there's a level lead by now for the Clowns. So the early level 10 is definitely going to be a thing. Slight adjustment also, Maelstrom weapons here for Thrall on his level 7. We got Jay now with the Ice Flurs. Nobody has gone for that yet. Death Knight is coming in. And the interrupt is happening, at least initially. So they're trying to buy a bit of time here. yeah, good luck with that. I mean, they're trying to zone them, and look at Lauba. Lauba is getting absolutely crushed by this. That was well done. We still have Samuro here too, and I don't think he's going to win that 1v1, especially since Abathur is going to make sure that it's not going to stay at 1 versus 1. But now Samuro is chased again as everybody else is going for Thrall. And J-Hard might not survive this one. Yeah, gets attacked, gets swapped, and that's going to be the end of him. So Samuro dies again. That's kill number 4 for the team on the left side. And they have level 10 abilities. We get the Palm, by the way. So that more or less eliminates your Planet Cracker variation. Well, it doesn't quite eliminate it, but it makes it a lot harder. You have to try and target Karazim, or he's just going to palm the target, and then your Octograb Planet Cracker combo is not going to do anything for you. So, very well done by the Clowns. They're really playing nicely around this. They're trying to exploit their advantages by now going for the boss. The red team can't react since they don't have level 10. And now they have level 10, and this is the moment of truth. So, Illusion Master is in. That was a bit of a given. Murky goes for the Octograb. That should give us Planet Cracker. Copy for Abathur, that was inevitable. And Morales goes for the Stim Drone. Alright, alright. They're not going completely bonkers here. It would have been fun, though. It would have been really, really fun. Getting Samuro and Murky over to a keep and just try to backdoor it would be totally ridiculous. But they're not going to do that. Now, as I said before, they have now the option to really attack structures very aggressively if they get Samuro into a good spot. But obviously, the Scuffed team is on the receiving end of a beating at this point in time. So they are going to try and eventually swap it around, but for now they are in a rough spot because, well, Has a curse on the horizon in favor of the Circus Clowns, unless they're able to get a kill now. Murky is looking for a target. It can't... Oh yeah, well, looking for a target and very quickly becomes the target himself. So, that's the end of that. Another attack. Oh, what a swap! JR trying to make his way out. There's the Sundering, and it's another kill against Samuro. Yeah, maybe they went a little bit overboard and picked too many crazy heroes. The Samuro Avatar comp itself would have already been pretty sweet, but then they also came through with a Murky pick after that and tried to combo that off with a Planet Cracker, and that of course did not quite work, so now they are cursed. I think that curse would have happened eventually anyways, so probably rather take it in the early stages. Murky gets killed for the duration. The egg was eliminated too, so Murky down. And the top fort also dropped. It's going to cost them quite a few structures. Level 13 is a 1.5 level lead that we now have for them. 6 kills, 2 is 0. And down to the bottom of the map, Samuro is trying with Abathar his best to keep this fort, but yeah, not looking that great either. Mid lane, bit of a battle happening as the blue team is trying to take another fort apart, and they should be able to drop this one too. Even the wall on the keep might be on the menu for them. But yeah, this one gone, and that leaves the bot lane where Thrall is still playing it out against Samuro. But guess what? They're going to quickly come in to help me here. Curse is about to stop though, so with 2 forts, that's all that they could accomplish for now. But yeah, off we go. Level 14 versus level 12. Okay. And they're gonna get the damage in, trying to eliminate the boss and escort another one through the bot lane, which would obviously result in the fort being destroyed. For this now we got the Shikuchi, we got the rejuvenating bubble for Murky, and they now have to start doing some damage themselves. Again, it's another 2 tributes until we're gonna see a curse happen. Sorry, another 3 tributes until a curse is gonna happen again. So you're 1 level behind, and you have to start playing your trump cards a little bit. And that is the macro plays that you can execute with Samuro and Abathar. So eventually you want to have the 2 of them jump onto a lane and really just try and take these forts down and do that. It's not necessarily going to be easy, but they will have to make these plays as the game continues. Murky has the wave clear at the top, and it's going to use that. Fort down here gets destroyed. That was always going to happen. So now the entire outer ring of defense is gone. But the game is by no means over. It's a great job that the Circus Clowns did so far, so let's not take anything away from them. But they haven't won this game yet. If you're playing such a nasty comp, you make 1-2 mistakes and it can very quickly flip against you, so you have to be very careful. But that's exactly what they're doing. They're playing it very carefully, they're taking camps now, they've destroyed the forts, now they can wait for level 16, then they can play it around that even further, and it works quite well. The good thing about having a Tannis in this game is also that if there is a play with Samuro and Abathar and the copy on any structure, he can use his ult to buy them a little bit of time to maybe save it. So that's something that they could possibly do. Oh, that's a lot of ults that they just sacrificed for that kill, but hey, hashtag worth it. So seems like at least Morales gets out. Or maybe not! Yep, there's a kill. Karazim! Nicely done! Yep, that's 8 kills to 0, and whew! Now it's... Oh boy, careful please. Now it's getting really dangerous. Because now you're really running out of time. Get level 16, and then go for it. So, what can they do at the top? They might be able to take that fort down. The problem is that the blue... Yeah, you see? That's exactly the play here, but should have maybe waited a little bit longer. The problem that they still have with this, they're gonna get the fort. They are gonna lose the keep though, and maybe even the game. So, this is a trade that the Clowns are absolutely happy to take. Topside fort has still survived and Samuro is forced back, so this might be over a lot faster than we expected here. With a level 16 talent advantage, the Circus Clowns, they are mercilessly pushing through the map now, trying to get more kills, and then also the core destroyed, which has already taken damage. The shield is removed. They're going for Samuro again, who barely stays alive thanks to Abathur. Murky jumping back out too, and more damage on the core. 60, not ready for Scuffed team. They're close, but they don't have it yet, and they're losing more hit points on the core. Down to 86% now. The defense is desperate. There's the Planet Cracker. But yeah, just zones them and not much more than that. They get their extra talent, but can they still hold strong? 79%. Thrall is dead. Finally a kill. There's the second. Jaina is dead. The palm meant for Jaina, I suppose, gets triggered by Artanis. Now we got Lauba attacked. He gets out and Artanis gets killed. They get 3 kills. They close the gap a little bit. Now the boss is up at the top, so they could go for the boss here. The core is at 71%, and since Abathur has Mule, they can heal it back up. That's always the problem if you're going the core against an Abathur team. You have to make sure you crush that thing. You gotta make sure you do that, or you're gonna be in real trouble. So they go for the boss at the top. That's gonna eliminate the topside fort. But what else can they do here? How much further can they push this? How many structures can they take down? Because despite the fact that Scuffed team just defended the core, they still lost the keep in the middle of the map. So there's still a lot that they just lost. The kills gave them a big chunk in experience, as you can see here. I mean, look at this. This is actually kind of crazy. It's 9 kills for the blue team. They got 6,000 experience points for this. And with only 3 kills, 4,200 experience points for Scuffed team. Because the heroes are now on a much higher level and they have an underdog bonus. A bit bananas, honestly. And that brings them very close to the same experience level that the clowns have. Another... Oh, yeah. That's... Samuro isn't really doing anything for them. I honestly wish that they would start to split Samuro from the team a bit instead of just going for 5 versus 5 fights, but keeping him on a lane so that he can do a bit more damage. Now they're going to lose Mind Talk. That's an interesting escape path. But yeah, Mind Talk, the copy, the Abathur copy, trying to do some damage on the keep, I suppose. Gotta admit that for a second I thought it was actually the real thing. I was already wondering, like, what exactly is he doing here? But yeah, either way. So now they're getting 1 tribute. Or are they? Well, the answer is no, because he just goes for Zult. And now, it seems like the real Phoenix is gonna die too. Yeah. Murky at least at the top. Somebody has to deal with that. But I can already guarantee you that with that little play down here at the bottom of the map, once they get the boss in level 20, they're most likely going to try and end the game, not only take the keep. Talking keeps, a little bit of damage done here. But this is something that Samuro should attack. Samuro should try and come here. Abathur copy goes in and he just slaps it away. That's one thing that you can do if you want to control the game a little bit. So for J-Hard, that's definitely an opportunity. The real danger is that bot lane, but yeah, they're going to go for the top keep now. Artanis, obviously the blue team is going to try and end the game. That's the goal. So they are going for the keep. I'm not sure if they can go for the core with Samuro. That might honestly really be a thing. They might be able to do that. Artanis is back, so I guess they got to go back. Alright, so they swap it around. This keep is gone, 100%. Are they trying to push for core? With ETC around, you can forget about that. They are trying, though. They have everybody here, and they're starting to attack it. That forces them back again. And now we got the Suppression Pulse upgraded on 20, so that helps them a little bit. Down here, Planet Cracker is already out, and they're moving past it, trying to go for the core. It's a little bit of a race, but it's a race that the blue team is very likely going to win. Now, the core is falling, though. Abathur got killed. Oh, that hurts. Abathur getting killed really, really hurts. And the core is being raised, and it's being raised hard. But the red team is losing out. 84% on the blue team's core. And there's the victory for the Circus Clowns as they win 2 games in a row and move on to the winner bracket semi-final.